Okay, so we are live, but we're waiting for Larry to come in.
Hey, Walt.
Hey, did you get the other link? I sent you another link. You are? I told you to shut down and come back in because I had to shut down because we weren't live. Hey, Facebook family and friends. This is T Hatchett and
What's up, y'all?
we are the Hatchett Chronicles, and our special guest is Sir Laurence, and he will be on in a moment. We had some technical difficulties, but he is getting on in one moment, and we will be talking to Sir Laurence about his new craze, the wiggle. You want me to put it in the feed?
What's that?
If you go to the link, you want the link in the feed?
Okay.
Are you on Facebook?
Hold on. Display name is Hatchett Chronicles, right?
Uh-huh. Hey, Steve.
What up, cuz?
Mine, that wasn't for you. If you're on that now wasn't for you. That was for Larry. You blinked in and out. I just saw you blink, but you went back out.
Okay.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay. There we go.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
So our guest today is Sir Laurence, you guys, and I am feeling kind of proud because he is not only Sir Laurence, the new craze of the wiggle, but he's also family. This is my cousin, y'all.
Hey,
And
what's up, y'all?
I'm very proud of him.
So what's going on, family? What's up there?
So
go ahead.
What is going on with you in this new craze, the wiggle?
Well, I figured a little bit after the election, we needed to perk up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because last year was such a gloomy year. We needed something to try to come into the summer with and have some fun.
I understand that. So, Sir Lawrence, for people who are not familiar with you, can you just give us a little bit about your background and, your music history?
Well, my background. I grew up in Plainfield. Hey, you see my shirt? Plainfield, New Jersey. What's up with Plainfield? Ain't nothing but funk up there. You know what I'm saying? Actually, full of Jersey. So yeah, I grew up around P Funk and a lot of people that put some little bit of groove into my step. You know what I'm saying? So between that, moving around different bands, affiliated with like the Voltage Brothers, and had a chance to play with a couple of the nice cats out there. Been on shared the stage with like people like James Brown, War. Uh, wow, Atlantic Star. It's been pretty cool.
All right. And so now you started the new craze, the Wiggle. Mm-hmm. You're still in the business.
Yes.
So, by the way, Hatchett Chronicles is a husband and wife couple. So I must ask you some questions that has to do with relationships.
Okay.
You've been on the road a lot. For
right.
People who don't know, you travel with bands and you've been on the road. How has that affected being in a relationship and being out? Because you're a musician. And right. So, for those that are in the business, we know that musicians have for lack of a better word.
Say that again. Have that what?
So we know that musicians have a reputation for a lack of better word. Okay. So how do you manage a relationship and being in the business on the road as a musician?
Well, first of all, your partner needs to be into like a free-spirited person also. You gotta be a free-spirited person. They gotta be a free-spirited person. They gotta understand that the music industry takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of family time away. That's one of the things about traveling, being on the road, is sometimes you could be home for, a weekend, and then next time you might be out for a week or two or whatever it takes, or gone every weekend. So, yeah, it definitely takes two. Can't be a jealous person, because like you said, being out there on the road, there's a lot of stuff going on the road if you're not strong.
Yeah,
that's true. That is so true. So that being said, yes, the music. We always say, my husband and I always say that the music business, especially the majors, is a grimy business, and that's why we are independent, because we don't want to get involved in that griminess part of it, but mm-hmm. It's easy to get caught up.
So
I say that I'll pay.
Go ahead, say it again.
Am I frozen? Can you see me?
Now you're moving.
Am I moving? Okay, we always say it's our faith that keeps us grounded and able to be in this business. Do you agree with that?
Oh, sure. I mean, when you say faith, you talk about faith in God, right?
Yes, of course, of course.
We need that, period, because I mean that's what it takes for us to. There's nothing we can do in a day without Him making it happen. Because we don't have any control. I mean, we deal with the elements, we do what we got, and we keep it moving. But something can happen in the next half hour that's out of our control. We don't know what's coming, and we can't change it once it's passed. So yeah, you gotta have some strong faith.
So let's talk about your new dance craze, the wiggle.
Okay.
Can you tell me how you came up with that? How you even come up with the name? Where did it all come from?
To be honest with you, it was just an inspiration. I was musicians they have a creative mind, and you come up with things in your head. Some people can just talk about anything. Some people are very quiet, and then if you humming something, you're feeling good, da 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 da, and I was just doing this thing, like hey diddle diddle, hey diddle diddle. I just kept, and then I said the cat and the fiddle. Wow, this is a new craze, y'all. This is called a wiggle, and I just started wiggling, and there it was, and it came out like that. So a lot of people, say, what's the dance? But if you listen to the lyrics, it says, it says, hey, diddle, diddle, cat and fiddle. There's a new craze called the wiggle. It says, it's all about the middle. Just plant your feet and begin to wiggle. So it's do what you want. You got to be who you want to do. Your happy moment. That's why I said this song was created after the elections, after everything started dying down, because it's a happy moment. It was a happy time,
Yeah, let the music move you.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, let's talk about, okay, so you have gotten this new song out, The Wiggle. And guys, I put it in the feed that you can go to YouTube, you can listen to our radio station. It's on our website. His name is Sir Laurence, and the song is called The Wiggle. The new dance craze is called The Wiggle. I wanted to talk to you about, so for me, The Wiggle is something that I can relate to, and it's kind of in the groove of the funk of our time.
Mm-hmm.
But this generation, their music has changed a little. And for me, this is only my opinion. This generation don't understand the true meaning behind when you say funk, or when you say, even with spiritual music, R&B, blues. This generation is not as, what's the word am I looking for? They're just not.
They're not accepting it.
Of the real hip hop, the real funk, the real
music,
rhythm and blues. Instruments. So how
electronic.
So how do you I don't want to say compare, but how do you feel about going out there, knowing what you know, and coming out with a record like The Wiggle with the new generation? You understand what I'm saying? Because this new generation has different thoughts,
Okay. I guess I'll try to explain this way. Well, as far as the wiggle, I'm playing all instrumentation except for two instruments on the song. So that's lead guitar solo. That's by he's playing Donnie Watson is his name, and Paul Scott, PJ. He's playing Moog synthesizer, and female vocals are done by my lead vocalist Star Mendez. And Star, she sang all the harmonies by herself. She came up, with that lyric, thing she sings, and she made it happen, Now, as far as going out and playing, as far as today's instrumentation, even though a lot of musicians aren't playing actual instruments like they did when I was growing up, because when I came up, you had 13 people in a band to make a sound. You know what I'm saying? You had two guitar players, drummer, keyboard player, a whole horn section, vocalists. So that's what created that sound. Today's music, like you said, is synthesized. Everything's programmed, and you don't need as much as far as instrumentation. And you know, I manipulated sounds on the wiggle. You know, there's a sounds that you know I produced and you know well I made happen. But at the same time, when I look at today's musicians or the ones that are doing computerized music, in all actuality, they're musicians because it just like we had to sit there and study and learn note for note. You know, as far as how to play an instrument, they had to learn how to program those that you know those computers. You know, so technically they are musicians, but they're playing with different instrumentation. You know.
So do you have a hesitation of going out there being a seasoned musician,
Well,
going
yeah, I
up
mean,
against the younger
and
generation?
that's where pretty much when you say about funk, because musicians we play. You know, we're not programming. We what comes out of our heart, what comes out of our mind. You know, when we close our eyes and we go on, we in it. You know, so we're playing from the heart. You know, we're not programming anything to loop it to make it go. You know, loop loop loop. We're playing off of each other. You know, I hear something from somebody else, they hear something from me, and so that's where that click comes from. You know, so it's not a bunch of sampling, you know.
I definitely understand that. As I said, for the people who are just coming in, this is Sir Laurence. He has the new dance crave. It's called The Wiggle. You can get it on YouTube. You can see the video on YouTube. You can see the video on our website, and I didn't put the website in, www untapped talent recordings records. I'm sorry, that's the website
Like,
right there.
hey, did out, but go ahead.
And so you can go to the you can go to our website and the wiggle is up there. You can also hear it on our radio station, Untapped Music Radio. You can go to YouTube. Does anyone have any questions they would like to ask? I know that I'm asking all the questions, but guys, jump in. These are our regular fans, I should say, Facebook fam. So if y'all have any questions for Sir Laurence, and as I said in the beginning, he's also my cousin, so I'm very proud of him. And I'm very honored to have him as a guest on our show.
Hey. I love you, cuz.
I love you guys.
And Frank is a good boy. That's a good man right there. You know what I'm saying? Because
Thank you, sir.
I know if you anybody that doesn't hear what he's stomping with whack, you know what I'm saying? That boy, he is a great DJ. He got funk. He from up top.
I was born in Plainfield, man. I was born in Plainfield, man.
You see, he's up top.
I was born in the funk, man.
That's what's up.
His cousin Steve is on too, and most of Steve is from up top too, and so is James. Hey James Robert and Crunch, he's from up top too.
Crunch, what up?
So we have people, and Larry, Steve is his cousin, so it's like the Plainfield people run deep. Like Mom, I think Mom is on too, and so these are all Plainfield people. So.
Steve said Plainfield is in the house.
In the house.
Oh yeah, Larry, Sir Laurence, I forgot to tell you that his mother and father sung with Ron Parliament. They sung with him.
There it is. That's what's up.
Yeah, they used to practice in my living room, man.
That's what's up. So you know
Raymond Davis was my godfather.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you, and then it stops. You know, so I'm trying to catch those little breaks.
Yeah. No, I was just saying Raymond Davis. That's my godfather, and they used to practice in my living room with my mom and dad. Man, Parliament Funkadelics.
See, a lot of people don't know that Parliament had that thing, in Plainfield. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they moved, up Detroit, whatever, where they did their thing, yeah, they had funk with them, but that Liberty and 4th Street, that old barbershop where George Clinton did his thing, man, it was they them boys was cutting hair and laying it down. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the process, and it wasn't just the hair.
Oh,
Gary is down here now. That's my baby.
Gary's on there?
No, Steve said he know. His cousin Steve said he know Gary.
Okay, yeah.
That's my baby. Yeah, he's down here. He lives down here, Steve.
It's real music.
Okay, James have a question. Sir Laurence, he said, "Is real music dead?"
Oh no. That's why I laid down the wiggle, because real music ain't dead, funk ain't dead. That's just something somebody said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we was given this. I mean, even in the loops, if somebody really know how to, create that thing in that beat, hey, funk ain't dead, brother. Is he?
Eleanor, Eleanor says, Sir Laurence, show us some of that wiggle.
Hey, that's all I'm gonna do right now. Y'all check out the video. Check the video out on YouTube. It's on there.
Yeah, I had intended to start with it, but we were having technical difficulties. Maybe I can put it in along the end when we finish, because I had intended to start with it. But I said, it is on our website. We play it in rotation on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays on the radio station, and it's on YouTube. So guys, check it out. If I do not get a chance to play it,
yeah, Steve,
check it out.
And for those that have checked it out, I want to thank you guys.
Yeah, Steve, that's Larry Hurling, but Hurling is spelled Hurling.
And I want to, like I said, I want to say thank everybody that's already checked it out. Over the weekend, like I said, this is my first solo project. I've always been a musician in the back. I played with the Drifters for 14 years. Benny Anderson and the world famous Drifters, and I've always been like I said, a musician in the back. And when I got with the Drifters, that was one of the things that pushed me out front, because I got the job as being like a front man for the band. So I opened up shows for the Drifters. I would say, from wherever the country they performed at, blah, blah, blah. I did that thing and brought them on stage, and then, was like an MC and took them off stage. Kind of like with Danny, think of his last name, with James Brown, when he said, "I like to know, are you really ready for some super dynamite soul? Then thank you, because now it's star time." So I should do something like Danny Ray, his name was. So I should do something like, go ahead.
No, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I used to do something like that for the Drifters. And so I was always in the back, but this kind of, and it was kind of like pushed me out front, so that to where I had to, do my own thing, you know what I mean?
So, are you familiar with Stephen White from Plainfield?
Oh yeah. I want to say
his cousin.
Steve's your cousin?
That's my cousin, yeah, on my mom's side.
He just said to tell you what's up.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Gosh, I'm trying to. I'll think of it. Tell Steve I'm gonna think of his name in a few minutes. The singer Steve always used to sing when we was in school, elementary school. Oh gosh, what's his name? Joe Baton. That Joe Steve, no Joe Baton.
We were getting ready to talk about that, Steve. He was like, "You're still playing the sax." That was one of my questions. So you said, Sir Laurence, that you were in the background. You was always in the background, and now you're up front. But I know you to be, and this is, guys, every birthday reunions when I was young. But if we knew that our cousin was going to be at the family reunion, we would go only because we wanted to hear him play the sax. So, tell us a little bit about. Oh yeah, let me read this comment. Eleanor said, "Okay, I'll check out the video." Steve said, "Tell him Stephen White said what's up." Eunice said, "My sister-in-law's daddy is Grady from P-Funk. Small world."
Yeah, great. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin. Patrick King, Funk Never Dies. It's here for life. I remember that was off the chain back in the day.
Pat King, what up?
And Steve said, "You still playing the sax?" And Steve said, "Yeah."
And tell you, well, that's why I asked Steve. He remembered Joe Baton.
Steve, do you remember Joe Baton? And
Yeah.
he said, "Yeah."
That's Steve. He's not perpetrating. That's Steve.
Will be out soon. His music is on the radio, on our radio station, and his music will be out soon.
We just did a song last weekend.
Yeah, Steve, he got some.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Fun.
Yeah, we just did a joint. We just did a joint last weekend, man.
Okay.
Or we did before last.
Yeah, he was just down here.
What?
Yeah.
Tell him he needs some sax. Tell him I'm available.
No doubt.
I'll play.
And that's what I was saying about the sax. I remember, like birthdays, you would call us with the sax. And I've never thought that there was a better sax player than my cousin. And maybe I'm prejudiced, y'all. But we went anywhere that he was playing. That's where we wanted to be, because his sax game is just phenomenal for those who've never heard it, but it is.
Ain't nothing wrong with some good sax.
Oh yeah.
But check it out. I'm gonna say I'm bringing my
Oh no.
I'm bringing my boys down from Jersey. We're gonna redo the wiggle, and like I said, I did the wiggle myself, but now I'm bringing the boys I grew up with in Jersey, Black Pearl. If anybody remembers Black Pearl, I'm bringing them down, and we're gonna record the track. We're doing a live video of the song. Now then you're gonna hear some funk. Yeah.
Yeah. Eleanor said a sax is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Steve said, "Do you remember Blind Mike?"
Call Betty and tell Betty and Sierra and Jermaine. So I'm sorry, what now? I got distracted. But go ahead.
Steve said, "Do you remember Blind Mike?"
Oh yeah, for sure. Why you bring him up? No, but I'm just joking. Yeah, I remember. Tell Steve I think I understand why he said that.
Okay, that must be a private joke.
He can hear you.
Yeah, he can hear you. That must be a private joke. Y'all have to tell us about that off camera.
Yeah, right. That's messed up. But who was that? Was that Eleanor saying about Grady?
Eunice said that.
Eunice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I sat down. And I was talking to Grady before, early in the pandemic, and he heard the wiggle. He wanted to do something with the song, but being that everything got COVID like that, I didn't follow up with him with it. But he is a person. What I was actually going to call him today, and I am going to call him and get in contact with Grady and see if anything come out of that, anything, Yeah.
Well, we wish you blessings on that. Steve said that Blind Mike passed away a few
Oh,
years back.
I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Eleanor said the sax is sexy. I think I read that. Okay, so I have another question for you.
Go.
You talked about this generation's versus our generation. How would you go about introducing and explaining the real funk to the new age
Well,
generation?
uh,
You
funk
gotta
has,
let the music speak.
yeah. I was gonna they would Parliament would say funk has its own reward. You know,
Yeah.
um, it's just how would I say it? It just comes out of you. It's just something natural. You can't fake it. You know, I mean, it's once you're in that pocket in that groove. You know, I mean, it's it's going to take you there. You know, uh, I've had like my PJ, you know, my best friend. He mixed in, like I say, he did the keyboard move. He was I guess while he was mixing it, his son was listening to it because his son raps. You know, he has sons that they let me see what their I'm trying to think what the name they go under, but nevertheless, they're they're very good rap. But then when they heard him with playing the music, you know, and mixing the music, they were like, "Yeah, Dad, where'd you get? What is that?" And, you know, and he would turn back and say, "That's what I'm talking about. That's funk." You know, so it's about that pocket. You know, it's about it, like even like the wiggle. Hey, it got to make you wiggle. You know, in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's just that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, it gives you that face, that funky
Yeah, it just takes you there. You know.
face. Patrick King said funk music had you off your feet nonstop. All the funk groups were rocking big time.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it. Prince, listen to, you know, anybody that really got into funk is definitely a different genre, like Sly Stone. You know, when you hear Sly's music, you know, he takes you there. You know what I'm saying? Parliament takes you there. James Brown takes you there. Prince takes you there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Gap Band, Uncle Charlie, they take you there. They give you that feeling. It's not something that sounds like everybody else. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
like today you know, I mean, everybody they you're not following the mold. You're developing. You're creating your own image. You know what I mean?
Right.
Funk can move and remove.
Yeah, and improve as long as you groove. That's right. We yes, hmm that's right.
um, Eleanor says you have to show the new generation, show and tell.
We're coming. We're coming. Stay just. We coming.
Hey, cuz, what you think about Bruno Mars?
That's another funketeer. For real.
Thank you.
And he know how to give it today's flavor. I mean,
Right.
funk.
Right.
So and that's a whole nother thing right there is combining the two. You know,
Right.
I got a song now. I'm working on. It's called Funk and Jazz. So I'm collaborating that funk sound with a jazzy groove.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a thing to it already. You'll see. Yep, you'll see.
Steve said, Larry, you look good, bro.
He said, "What now?"
Steve said, Larry, you look good, bro.
Hey, I'm trying, man. When we talk, I'll tell you about the road I've traveled. But thank you, sir. You know, hey, for a lot of people that don't know, you know, the life on the road, it has its positives and its negatives. You know, a lot of people want to become musicians, but when you get out there, there's a lot of trials that you might have to go through, and you want to hear some of my testimony, or whatever. I learned how to reheat grits in the bathroom at the hotel. You know, I used to take the grits and hold them up under the heat lamp. You know, so and then I'd be at another place, leave there and eat shrimp. You know, those big prawns, those big shrimp like this. After I just reheated grits, I remember one Thanksgiving. We played when I was with Voltage Brothers. We went from North Carolina. No, I'm sorry, South Columbia, South Carolina to Fort Worth, Texas on Thanksgiving. And actually, during that time, I was driving a tour bus. So I'm driving down the highway, going cross country with a turkey dinner in my lap, driving a tour bus. You know, and the way we got the food when we came out of when we got off the gig, we were surprised because now people talk about groupies. People want to think that groupies is all just about sex and, you know, having fun, you know, whatever. But a lot of those people, they took care of us. You know, they allowed us to. They put us up for the night. You know, we could use their transportation. They allowed us to use their transportation. You know, they would make clothes for us. They would feed us, and the Thanksgiving thing is one of the things I'm talking about now. Because when we got back in the tour bus from playing the gig, there was turkeys and cakes and mashed potatoes and all kinds of greens and stuff on the tour bus, and we was like, "Whoa!" You know. So they gave it to us, and we got in the bus and we drove across country eating Thanksgiving dinner in a tour bus.
That's what's up. Okay.
Steve said, anytime you can infuse the old with the new, it's a good thing.
That's right. And that's what we have to do today, because
I'm gonna post a video.
That's what we have to do today, because you know, you can see by the way the country's going, we need young leaders. We need those strong leaders to help take us in a positive direction. You know, so then we need the experience of the elders to, you know, to help guide them along the way. It's not that we trying to tell you what to do, but from our experience, we're trying to share our experiences with you. So what you do, you know, you can say, okay, this looks good, that looks good, maybe not this, I ain't gonna do that, that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So blending the old and new that's what needs to be happening in today's generation. Yes.
Agreed. Eleanor said, I'm going to post a video during the wiggle. Stay tuned. All right. The new dance craze. And then Eunice said the new.
No, before that.
Oh. Eunice said, Sir Laurence, who have you worked with outside of your genre?
Let's see. What was his name? Gosh. I'm gonna think of it. Tell her to give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna think. I remember the band. Try to make me think quick. Well, I'll tell you one of the things I did outside my genre. And she was a pastor of my church, and I had gotten playing in the gospel to where I was I considered myself being a music minister. And I was playing behind Candy Staten when she was the pastor of my church, and that was outside the funk genre. Even though gospel music has its thing, you know. And I learned something playing during that time. Like I said, our experiences, you know, are things we need to share. I learned that playing funk and playing in clubs is nothing like. Playing in church is nothing like that. You know what I mean? When we play in clubs and do things like that, we're jamming. You know, we could jam with anybody. But when you're playing gospel, if you consider yourself a music minister, be careful what you do. Be careful what you ask for, because when you come before God and you call yourself worshiping, be careful what you do. And I say that because I used to be in a pulpit, and there would be people in the pulpit when people come to someone at church, they're coming for a healing. The church is a school, it's a hospital. You know, I mean, if you just go to church just to be going to church on Sunday, well, you might as well look at it on TV. But if you're going to church for God, you know, to learn about Jesus, to learn about, you know, Christianity, learn where your spirit is going to go when you leave this planet, because you are going to leave. That is one appointment you are not going to miss.
Right.
Playing in church was totally different because it wasn't a jam session. You know, like I said, people are coming and they're putting their soul, their lives on you know, before you. Don't, you know, to lay hands on somebody and you got a demon inside you is not a cool thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what you got inside you, you're passing on to somebody else, or what they got inside them that could be passing on to you if your soul is not strong. You know, if your spirit's not strong. So don't play with God. Don't play with God. That's my point. Don't play with God.
Exactly. Eunice said the new infused the old musically already. They just need further guidance. Patrick said, "Oh, by the way, Valerie's on it." She said, "Hey, cuz." She said, "Pa, who that?"
It's me.
Okay. So we need to have a topic, and it's not that I disagree with you, Patrick. You're right, but Parliament did pave the way too, and I'm not being prejudiced because my brother was in Parliament.
What did he say? They paved the way.
But Patrick says Boosie Collins and James Brown started funk music. He said Parliament Funkadelic started the funk movement.
No, it goes back further than that. Like I said, you had Sly Stone, Sly and the Family Stone. You had James Brown. You know, you also had groups like Mandrill.
That's exactly right.
You know, there's a lot of people. The Commodores were funky. You know,
main ingredient.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of funk out there. You know,
Escorts.
Read it again, Terry. Okay, so Bootsy Collins and James Brown started funk music. He said Parliament Funkadelic started the funk movement.
Yeah.
I don't get what he's saying.
Okay, so
they stamped it. They put the label on it. They stuck the flag in it and it flew.
Okay.
Parliament Funkadelic. But you know what? I feel like everybody had their own movement. James Brown had his own movement. Right. Parliament Funkadelic had their own movement. So I think that in their own class had their own movement, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I feel about it. Eunice said, I agree about Parliament and their contemporary started. He said Bootsy and Parliament were tight. They rolled together. Bootsy and Ron worked together.
Yeah, they did.
Chris said nasty, the whole funk, nothing but the funk.
Facts.
Now, if everybody know the funk. If you really know the funk, you know about Funkadelic when they took off. They did Testify, you know, and that was a totally different groove back then, you know, with Funkadelic, because Funkadelic was the band when they and Maggot Brain and all of those songs back there. That's funk. And what the younger generation started beginning here was like when Parliament started, the vocalist, when they did that, brought the horns into it, they brought a different, more up to date
sound.
You know what I'm saying? And George is always he's always evolving. Funk evolves.
Mm-hmm.
Eunice said, "Now when is the spaceship coming back to get us?" I'll let Sir Laurence answer that because he's an expert on that.
Well, my cousin knows I'm galactic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not from this planet. I ain't pushing my rocket. I ain't trying to leave here no time before it takes off. But I'm a galactic dude, and when it's time to go, I'm on it. And if you guys want to trouble, come along, cause we gonna party on that other ship. Yeah, Jordan got the mothership, but we're gonna be partying on the other ship because everybody going, or just on another ship.
Well, we always say the same thing because I guess we family. I guess that's why we feel the same way. But we not from this planet, so
no.
We just,
No,
we're
not. We're not. We had an existence before we got here, and we're going to have an existence when we leave. Right now we are here to fulfill our mission, and once you figure that out, that's what you got to do.
I definitely agree with that. Steve said there wasn't nobody as funky as James Brown at the start. Parliament took that to a different level. All your goodies are gone.
Well, you got to also remember that Bootsy played most of James's band was Bootsy's band. Well, yeah, Parliament, So
that's what Valerie said. Valerie said Bootsy was a part of Parliament movement.
Sure.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, that's what happened. Bootsy went over to Parliament, they say
from James Brown.
Yeah, I'm just using this word because this is what they say. I didn't say it, but they say that George stole Bootsy from James Brown. I don't know, y'all. I didn't say it, so don't jump on me. That was just something that said. Okay.
Well, like for what it's worth, I was only in James's camp for the last year of his life. I was just like trying. I was getting my feet wet pretty much. I was brought into the camp by another good friend of mine. I call another best friend. I'm gonna call because he's my boy. His name is Ron Laster, and James had B bands, substitute bands, and that's the way I got into the camp. Was I came in like through the side door. I ain't coming through the back door. I came through the side door in one of his B bands. So we would do the smaller gigs, like especially if he had to be in two places at one time, or if he had to travel from A to B, and we would do that. He would come in, he would do his thing, and he'd go off to the bigger gig. So you said something, and I kind of lost my train of thought while I told you that.
We family because I do that all.
You got my mind running and everything is going. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well we'll get back to that then. Steve said. Well, wait, no, I gotta go back because
But I said that to say, into James's camp, kind of like did that, because he would. I know what it was. You said that James stole Bootsy,
Larry,
huh? Say it again.
You was frozen. You were frozen.
You froze. Well, because you were saying James stole Bootsy, but I was saying that James always, he always looked for younger musicians, or people. He wasn't shy about giving somebody a chance. He would give you a chance.
Eunice said, "Now that's a song, baby." Patrick says, Cosmic Slope was the jam back in the day.
Cosmic Slop.
Cosmic Slop.
Yeah. Steve said, yes, he played with JB. Valerie said that our brother wrote Cosmic Slop. There's a lot of Parliament songs that are not out. Well, there's a lot of Ron Ford songs that did not make it in. There's a lot of funk songs out there that my brother wrote that is just never got out there.
Right.
But Cosmic Slope was one of them. Stop. I'm sorry. Psycho Afro Disco, I think he wrote some of that. Flashlight, he wrote some of that. There's a lot of songs that Ron.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you that I used to hang with Bernie in in Plainfield, and I used to be in Bernie's. He called the lab. That was where he recorded at, and I used to hear songs that Bernie used to play tapes, and I was like, wow. A lot of stuff never got out there. A lot of those lyrics that you hear have been modified, changed, commercialized. But I heard some funk. I heard some funk.
Yeah. I think if George and if Ryan was alive, a lot of them, if they went just like Prince, the archives must be crazy. I can only imagine. Only imagine.
Another funketeer that people, for people that don't know and people that do know, was Glenn Goins.
Steve just said, but Glenn Goins was a singing brother. Steve just said that
he was a black Elvis. I'm gonna tell you, if he hadn't left this planet prematurely like he did, you would have heard some. Glenn was the only person that I literally was in rehearsal when I used to play with Quasar, Kevin Goins, his brother's group, and we were rehearsal one day, and Glenn came down. And he was singing, and I actually shed a tear. I shed a couple of tears because he was so emotional. I was like, wow, this brother's deep, the move. And I'll tell you, a lot of bands, they when they play loud, they jamming. But Glenn and I'd never really actually been to a Parliament rehearsal. But Glenn had Quasar so disciplined that the way we're talking right now, those boys would be jamming just as hard at a volume to where we could talk. I mean, and it'd be sweet. That's funk.
Yeah.
That was
Chris Allen said he's giving you your flowers, bro.
Yeah. I hope he wait a minute, when he give them to me?
Because how you give flowers while you're on Earth and instead of after you what he meant.
Giving you your props, bro.
That's what's up.
Eunice White.
Huh?
Eunice White said the same thing. She giving you your flowers.
Valerie said, he owned.
Hey, get ready to have some fun. I got some grooves. I ain't got no sleeves on this shirt, but that's how tight my stuff is. I don't need no sleeve. But I got some grooves coming, and my boys got some grooves coming. Like I said, I'm bringing them down from Jersey, and we a little scattered out. But when we was 19, 20 years old, we was funky then, and now I'm looking for a more mature, sound. You know what I'm saying? So just hang tight. Last year I put a little thing up, said, I was coming and I'm here. So get ready to make some noise, y'all. Let's have some fun. It's all about fun.
Exactly. Eunice said, how fortunate to work with James Brown. Valerie said, I love you to pieces, though. Steve said, that man been playing that sax for years. Yes, he has. Because we're pretty old now.
AJ number. If you don't tell me, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna go.
You said if we don't tell you, you don't know. So I'm telling you, you old.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, they pushing the numbers up. People living to be 114.
That's true.
So
James Robin said, have fun for sure. Valerie said, thank you, because every year he calls and plays happy birthday to me on the sax. Yeah, I said that, Valerie. He does that. He does that for me, too. And I was saying how we didn't like family reunions, but we would go if we knew he was coming to play the sax.
Steve said y'all went to high school together.
Yeah, tell Steve me and him gonna talk.
If he's old, I'm old.
Well, listen, you know I love you, but for real, you old too. Look, I'm just telling the truth.
Get off my.
I'm stating it. Okay.
Hey, Steve, you see how she get you? Done bought them bean pies to her.
Oh, I forgot about the bean. You're not old, Steve. You're not old, Steve. You're not old, Steve.
Hold it. Somebody got a bean pie. I want a bean pie.
I had 5 of them. Steve brought me 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
I had to give him one.
Hey, he brought them Jersey bean pies down here, cuz.
What? Wow.
Ain't no
what? So you still got a couple bean pies left?
Now you know. Come on now.
This is the 3rd day.
Come on now.
All
Did
right.
you really think I would have them left?
All right. Well, I'll put my keys back in my pocket.
Oh, I don't share bean pies. I don't share with my husband. I was mad because I had to give him one.
You know something? Hey, you're talking about the bean pies. We talk about Plainfield. I don't know how many people out there really from Plainfield know about Plainfield, New Jersey, but Plainfield, we're family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm gonna talk about Plainfield all day long. P-Funk, whatever you want to say. But there was a time when I was in high school, we'd go to parties. Steve, I know you know about waistline parties and all of them parties we used to have. A waistline party is where whatever your waistline is, that's how much you paid to get in. But but we used to walk across town at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, leaving a party, and nobody ever bothered you. Only thing you had to worry about was a dog, maybe. And as we walked across town, we would stop in the fish market and get one of them bean pies to take home. So when you said bean pie, you turned on a light.
I know that. Val, speaking of walking, Val, do you remember when we went to that party in Elizabeth at Elizabeth High and we walked home from Elizabeth to Hillside?
Steve, he down here.
He in Lithonia. He was asking where. He's in Lithonia, Steve. Okay, so let me go back up because I'm missing some things. Some people were saying things and I missed it. We went. Okay. Patrick said, "Keep the fuck going, bro." Eleanor says, "Steve, all y'all old." He said, "I'm old, but I'm blessed." Valerie said, "Can you?" Oh, Valerie's asking for it. See, we shouldn't have never said nothing about bean pie. Now Valerie asking you, "Can you send me one?"
Hey, Steve, send me some. I need a couple of them.
I think I done started something. Steve said, "Where is Larry at?" He's in Lithonia. Eleanor said, "I'm old in age, but young at heart."
Val said, "Yep."
Valerie said, "Yep." Steve said, "I was skinny back then. I paid 25 cents."
What was it? It was a prayer. Steve sang about my prayer. What was the name of that? And Joe, what was those two songs? Joe Baton. Ashley was the name of them songs. They was by Joe Baton. One of them was about the prayer. The prayer. Oh gosh. Trying to think quick. I was gonna go on Family Feud. My prayer. I was gonna go on Family Feud, but by the way I'm thinking now, I don't know if I make. What was that? What was the other one? But what was that other one by Joe Baton?
We are breaking up bad, but it is 1:02. We've been on for an hour and 2 minutes. And my husband is not feeling well, and I appreciate you guys. My husband was not feeling well today, but he still did the show, and I just want to let him know thank you, and I appreciate you so much. Yeah. I have such a great husband.
So I'm gonna cut out, man.
So he's getting ready to leave. I'm going to read the last little comments. Eunice said, "I'm old, but in my mind, aging backwards." Eleanor said, "Eunice, I hear you. Me too." Patrick said, "House party days." Yes, basement parties. Y'all remember the basement? We really telling our age now. The basement party.
But they was all safe. We wasn't worried about nobody shooting nobody.
Exactly. And we had a good time, and everybody went home.
Like I said, then we walk home across town 5-6 miles if it had to be, but nobody bothered us. We was straight.
Exactly.
Pump the song, cuz.
He said my prayer, and what'd you say, Larry?
I was gonna say pump the song. What was it? My prayer. What else?
My prayer and my cloud.
Okay.
Okay. Eunice said, "About to roll. Be blessed and much continued blessings, Sir Laurence." Chris said, "Get well soon, GL." Steve said, "How can I reach him?" I'll text you his number. Eleanor said, "Oh, I feel better, Frank. Love you." Steve said, "You just old, Eleanor." Valley said, "Love y'all, family." And Patrick said, "Feel better soon, Frank." And so let me see if I can get this music on. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. Babe, you want me to move? Can you hear it?
All around the world. We're doing the wiggle. Crazy. All the wiggle. Dig it. All around the world. It's getting down. Very crazy. That's all around. What's up this crazy? It's all around the middle. Just like feet, yeah. And be good and wiggle. You ain't gotta get fancy. You ain't gotta get nasty. Just focus on the middle and begin to wiggle. Hey. And begin to wiggle around the world. I said, hey, get out. The cat. Get on it. Come on. If he did that, that's when you get funny.
Everybody, come on. Wiggle all night. Sing it. It's all about the middle. I wonder what happened when the cow jumped over the moon. Here we go. Somebody said somebody open the door, let some funk in. Oh yeah. Step your feet to the right, step your feet to the left. Just wet your feet, y'all. You can wiggle all night. Hey, we got some DJ going on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, did I? Do the wiggle, y'all. Hey, what you do. I think I feel that funky groove. Hey. I said back in the back, get up. Everybody on the dance floor. We're gonna be doing the wiggle, y'all. Come on. Oh yeah. Drag your feet, y'all. And we can wiggle all night. It's about the middle. Let's make it all right. Hey. Jump back. Jump up. Jump back. To the left, y'all. Look at that. To the right, y'all. Look at that. And then oh yeah. Here we go, y'all. Underground groove going on. Disco kid. Disco fever. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Wiggle all night. Hey! Feel the groove. Feel the groove.
And that was the new dance craze, the wiggle. You guys, our hour went fast. You guys be having fun. We appreciate We love you for coming on and interviewing us and introducing new dance craze. Again on YouTube, you can see the video on YouTube. Sir Laurence Wiggle. You can go to www.untappedmusicradio.airtime.pro and hear it on our station
It's on
in
Spotify.
rotation, or you untappedrecords.com, our website. You can hear it there. You can hear it on Spotify. It's there. You can find in a new dance craze. Go on and get your wiggle on.
Get your wiggle on.
And we will, yeah, get your wiggle on. And we will be hearing from Sir Laurence again. Trust me. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for joining us tonight. Y'all are fam. We love you. And this is T. Hatchett. Let me see. Steve said, don't forget to, I'll send you that as soon as I get off, Steve. Good night, Sir Laurence.
Good night, y'all.
And Kia said hi, Lap.
Who? Kia?
Sir Laurence. And this is T. Hatchett.
All right.
This is T. Hatchett of the Hatchett Chronicles, and we are out. Peace.
Good night.
Good night. I'm going to call you, cuz, in a few minutes.
Okay.